bunch of new cards were revealed from Japan, including these EX starter deck cards and also some Pokemon Card 151 new EXs. But there's also been some cards leaked from the Pokemon Card 151 set. So we'll cover those at the end in case you don't want to see the leaks, but we'll cover the official revealed cards first. So there's going to be these EX starter decks. Each of them include the EX on the front. There's also going to be, though, two secret decks that you can randomly get inserted into like a random deck box or something. They haven't revealed what those two are going to be. Most of these EXs are pretty bad. They're just like starter deck EXs. So Decidueye has the ability once a turn, if this Pokemon's on your bench, you may switch it, and if this Pokemon's in the active, you may switch it with one of your benched. So it's just a pivot Pokemon, but on a stage 2 that does 130 and 30, so it's not very good. Then we have Victini EX. It does 30 damage and switch, and then it does 220 damage for Victory Flame. Pretty vanilla cards, just in the starter deck. That's pretty much what we're going to see here across the board. This Greninja EX can snipe 40 to something for 1 energy, and it does 120, and if the defending already has damage, it does 120 more. So it does 240 for 2 water energies, which isn't the worst. It's not the worst, but it doesn't come with like a strong ability or anything. Its pre-evolutions don't really do anything. Miraidon EX, this one's kind of interesting. So it can do 20 damage and draw 2 cards. It has free retreat, and it can also do Techno Turbo 150 and attach a basic lightning from your discard to one of your benched Pokemon. So that's like decent. But like they could have made this like 2 basic lightnings. They could have made this do a little more damage, give it ability or something. So this one seems like fringe playable to me as far as these EXs go. Next we have Clefable EX, 260 HP Psychic type. Your Pokemon that have any Psychic Energy have no retreat cost, so that's pretty good. It is a stage 1, so like it has to evolve. But these kinds of Pokemon, now that they're evolving from single prize Pokemon, I think are less of liabilities because, like, let's say Espeon V and VMAX, you have to evolve the VMAX from a V, so you have to bench that V Pokemon with 200 HP first. This one, you just have to bench a Clefable or a Clefairy and then go to Clefable. So this is pretty cool. It has a use, at least. Then we have Koraidon EX. Does 20 and then 20 to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. I kind of like this split beam attack that it does 60 damage spread across the board. Like 20 active and then 20 to 2 other Pokemon. That's really decent for 1 energy on a 230 HP Pokemon. And then its Gaia Press attack is not very good. Houndoom EX does 90 if the defending's a basic, it can't attack next turn. That's not really that great because they could just retreat or switch. And then Houndfang's 220 and does 30 damage to itself, so pretty meh card. And then we have Melmetal EX, 300 HP stage 1 EX. Search your deck for up to 2 basic metal and attach them to this Pokemon. And then Full Metal Knuckle does 90 plus 30 more for each metal attached to this Pokemon. So across the board for these EX Pokemon. Now, some more that have been revealed. These from the Pokemon Card 151 set. So, pre-evolutions for the Nidos don't do anything good. Nidoqueen does 90 and prevents all damage done to this Pokemon next turn for basic Pokemon. And then Nidoking can attack for free if Nidoqueen is on your bench. And its attack does 190 and the defending Pokemon's now poisoned. So it's like, I mean, that's a pretty good attack to use for free, but it means you need another stage 2 Pokemon on your bench to do it. So, way too gimmicky. Then we have Hypno when you evolve one of your Pokemon from it. So when you evolve this onto Drowsy, you can put your opponent's active to sleep. And that pairs with Jinx EX with the Badum Kiss. If your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep and is now knocked out, that's pretty cool. So like water energy plus a double turbo energy, and you just knock out Pokemon that are asleep. That's pretty cool. Then we've got Big Balloon, the stage 2 Pokemon this is attached to has no retreat. So that could be good on something like that, the Decidueye EX we saw, or the Solgaleo from Celebrations that has Russian. Then we have Bill's Transfer, which is a supporter card. Look at the top 8 cards of your deck. You may reveal any number of Pokemon you find there and put them into your hand. Shuffle the others back into your deck. It's like a pretty meh supporter. Now, let's go on to the leaked cards. We've got Wigglytuff EX. It's a 250 HP Pokemon, but as the Twitter poster here said, it can potentially be 350. So its ability is if this Pokemon has any special energy attached to it, it gets plus 100 HP. So that's really cool. And then Friend Tackle does 90 plus 90 more if you play a supporter from your hand this turn. And this all came from this account Metropoke. Posted a leak of the English EX Pokemon cards from Pokemon Card 151. Then we have Ninetales EX, 260 HP Stage 1 EX Pokemon. It does Heat Wave 30 and Burn, and then Mirrored Flames for Fire Colorless. It does 80 plus 140 more if you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent. That's pretty bad. Then we have Golem EX, which is unfortunately pretty bad. Dynamic Roll during your next turn. Attacks used by this Pokemon do 120 damage more to your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah, that's not very good. Like, you do Dynamic Roll for 50, and then they hit you, and then maybe you Cheryl, and then you do Dynamic Roll for 170. Yeah, it doesn't seem very good. Maybe they give Graveler an insane ability, but I doubt it. Zapdos EX, if this Pokemon has any lightning attached to it, it has no retreat cost. I believe there was a Zapdos EX in Fire Red Leaf Green with a similar ability, or maybe in Team Rocket Returns. And then Multi-Shot Lightning for 3 lightning does 120 and 90 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with damage counters on it. That's a pretty interesting attack. And that's the end of those. And then finally, we have the Dark-type Terrestrial Charizard EX. Jake Gearhart translated this one from French. The card looks ugly as all heck. But it has 330 HP. It's a Dark-type. It has the ability Regal Inferno, it looks like it's probably going to be translated to. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may search your deck for up to 3 fire energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. That's really flipping good. And then for 2 fire energy, it does 180 plus 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken, which is also like really good. It's weak to grass because it's a dark type. Now, this hasn't been 100% confirmed as a real card, but it's in line with other leaks from other French leaks. And it has like the set symbols, the numbers, everything like that. So we're thinking this is real. It just looks really, really ugly. So take note, this isn't 100% confirmed to be real, but everyone on the internet's assuming that it is. And Jake just listed like some of the other Charizards that it has to go with it. This Charizard EX from Pokemon Card 151. And actually, I'm sorry, if I said this is from Pokemon Card 151, I made a mistake. This is supposed to be from some other set where Charizard's Dark type finally. Unfortunately, the Tera thing at the top, somebody said that this is just the same exact Tera thing. It just says they can't be damaged on the bench. But if this is real, at least they are changing the type of a Pokemon now, so that's cool at the very least. Giving us some little bit of depth to the terrestrial mechanic. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.